Hey guys, welcome back to Top Tipper Betting Tips. I trust you're having a fantastic start to your weekend and you're looking forward to the racing out at Turffontein. I've got the postman that's going to be tipping us his race card out to Turffontein. But I just want to say the postman on Thursday tipped a lovely card for us. Um, we caught the PA, we got our money back there. But the best bet, race 8, number 2, Suited Connector, won with 33 to 10 on offer. And his value bet, race 3, number 4, back to Formentera. We got 4 places at 12 to 10. So we had a nice win place double as well. And we're still counting our money. So well done to the postman on that. And hopefully he can steer us in the right direction out in Turffontein. Your man Doughboy has also done his football preview for match week 25. So have a look at the double for the treble that I've tipped and also for the value bet that I've tipped. It's quite safe, and I think one of them will arrive. Otherwise, play around if you like the football. Play around with picks from my treble and picks from my value bet with what you fancy. So I'm going to hand over to the postman for his preview.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Racing comes to us on Saturday, the 19th of Feb, from the Turffontein Inner Course. There are 10 races carded, and the first race is due off at 11:45. Guys, I hope you guys got stuck in on Thursday. Our value bet, we ended up getting 12 to 10 to run into the first 4. That ran 4th, so we picked up there. And the best bet duly arrived. So we had a nice day. Of the 10 races carded for Saturday's meeting at Turffontein, very, very competitive. Just tread warily, guys. I think if you're taking exotics, I think you need to fill in. So please don't be scared to add in your own fancies. The first race, as I said, due off at 11:45. It's a maiden plate for fillies to be run over 1,450 meters. And when we go through the first race, for me it looks a boat race. And my first selection here, guys, is horse number 9, Gilded Butterfly. This is Diego de Gavea for Stewie Pettigrew, nicely drawn at 4, has had one run over 1,160 meters at the course, was green, but was running on nicely at the death. If you watch a rerun of that race, the race was over and this one started coming home. I certainly believe that the additional 300 odd meters will suit this one down to the ground, and I'm hoping that this one runs over the favorite. My second selection is the current favorite, horse number 1, Corante. This is Richard Furry for Mike de Kock. The form is there for all of us to see. Last time out over 1,600 meters at the course. Finished third, 1.5 lengths behind Sunbird. Had blinkers on, the blinkers stay on. This one should sit handy and will certainly be there when the whips are cracking. For third, guys, gone for a roughie here, hoping to make our swingers and exactors and trifectas pay. I've gone for horse number 5, Red Hot. This is Ryan Munger for Ashley Fortune. Last time out, or the last 2 runs, I'm going to ignore. Those were in Work Riders events. But when we go back and we look further back, Ryan rode this one at the course, finishing 6 lengths behind Burmese Tiara. Was drawn badly on that occasion, but wasn't a bad run. And we go back and we look over 1,500 meters with Ryan aboard. This one finished second, 3/4 of a length to Gilded Grey. If Ryan sits off the pace, he can certainly have this one running on when others have cried enough. And as I said, hopefully make our swingers pay. For fourth, I have gone for horse number 2, As You Car. Mark Kahn for Waiho Mowing. Mark has ridden this on 3 occasions. The last run, this one did not act in the going, so maybe we must look at the run before, which I have done. Drawn shockingly at 11, ran third, 1.5 lengths behind Lita. And again, I do believe that this one should be included round about 12.5, 13 to 1. If you're taking swingers and all that, throw the 2 in. It could make everything pay. So in the first event, guys, I've gone 9 by 1 by 5 by 2. The second race on the card, due off at 12:15. This is a maiden plate to be run over 2,000 meters. And guys, I find this the trickiest race on the card. When we go and we look at the field, those that have form are drawn in the car park. Those that have fair form have not done the distance. So please be careful. If you're taking bipots, I think in our bipot I put my first 4 selections. But guys, please add in here. Anything can happen here. However, my first selection is horse number 1, Tabibui. This is Calvin Habib for Gavin van Zyl. If this one was drawn in the first 5, I would have had a nice touch on it. But due to the fact that it's drawn 12, we'll need a lot of luck in the running. I think if Calvin holds this one up, it should be finishing hand over fist. Last time out, finished really, really well. Was drawn shockingly at 14. And like I said, if this one was drawn better, I certainly will be having a touch. However, I am going to take a small Van Zyl double, but I'll get onto the other one later. So my first selection here is horse number 1. For second, guys, I've gone for horse number 3, Sea of Galilee. This is Mark Khan for Roy Magna. This is nicely drawn at 3. Generally sits handy. If you go look at the form, 2 to 3 lengths off them every run. Only negative here, guys, is the distance. If this one stays, again, can certainly finish in the money. For third, I've gone for horse number 4, Monsieur Chevalier. This is Craig Zaki for Paulie Matchett. Craig jumps aboard for the first time. Last time out, finished third in the work riders. But the time before that, over 1,800 meters, drawn shockingly at 12, finished under length behind the Shavis, was running on that day. And the time before that, over 1,700 meters, also made steady progress. Guys, round about 10 to 1, this may be worth a small place bet. And if you're taking swingers, throw this one in. If we can get 12, 13 to 10 for a place, it may be worth a nice touch. For fourth, guys, I've gone for horse number 8. And this is Gimme a Dream. Warren Kennedy for Paul Peter. This has fair form. Big negative here. Again, drawn 13 out of 17. Like I said, guys, just be careful here. Those that have form are drawn in the car park. If I had to have a touch, I'd probably go swingers 1, 3, 4, places on 4. But yeah, don't get too involved here, guys. The third race on the card, due off at 12:50. This is another maiden plate, this time to be run over 1,600 meters. And in the third event, guys, we find my best bet of the day. This is horse number 1, Fire Lord. Keegan DeMello for Mike de Kock. We know how well Keegan's been riding. Keegan retains a ride on this one. Last time out, finishing second. Staying on at the finish, over 1,400 meters. I do think the 1,600 will suit this one down to the ground. And as I said, I have made this my bet of the day. For second, I've gone for horse number 10. This is Mark Khan for Waiho Mowing. I do believe that Waiho Stable will run a couple places, so I certainly won't be leaving them out my place accumulators and bipods. As I said, for second, I have gone for 10, Let Me Go. Mark Khan retains a ride, has had ridden this one on 2 occasions. First time out, made steady progress over 1,200 meters at the Val. Last time out, finished second, 4 lengths behind Mathis. Only negative here, if I'm looking for a negative, I don't know if it will get the distance. It should, that's why I have thrown it in. For third, guys, I've gone for horse number 9, DJ Jr. Round about 12.5, 13 to 1. Ray Danielson for Erica Verdenise. This is drawn nicely at 3. Has had 2 fair runs with Ray aboard, finishing 6 lengths and 5 3/4 lengths last time out. This one should sit handy and again should finish in the money. Round about 12.5, 13 to 1. Guys, I certainly think that maybe a place bet is on here. For fourth, guys, I have thrown in the current favorite, horse number 2, Pottinger. This is Warren Kennedy for Paulie Peters. Last time out in a work riders, finished second and neck behind the winner. This was slow on the day, sat very handy and tired late. Again, with the strong urgings of Warren, this one can also be there when the whips are cracking. Negative here for me, it is drawn out at 9. So we've got to hope that it gets a lot of luck in the running. Please take note that in the third race, horse number 5 is scratched. So race 3, guys, 1, 10, 9, and 2. The fourth race on the card, due off at 13:25, is a graduation plate to be run over 1,450 meters. Some nice horses running here, and my first selection here, and quite a confident first selection, is horse number 7, Caraluma. This is Gavin Larena for Sean Terry. This one has been running against Stronger. We go and look at some of the runs to War of Athena. The last 2 runs have been really good over sprints, finishing second, 2 lengths behind Shield of Roses, and the time before that, third, 1.5 lengths to Vasim. I do think that this one will go close and should not be left out of any permutation. For second, guys, I've thrown in horse number 2, Castleton. Cabello Matsiana retains a ride for Stewie Pettigrew. Cabello rode this one last time out over 1,800. I think that was a touch too far. When we go and look at some form here, ran in the Dingons, finishing 5.5 lengths to Safe Passage, and the time before that finishing third to Desert Miracle. And again, this cannot be left out of any permutation. For third, guys, gone for horse number 1, Captain Linnister. Ryan Munger for Ashley Fortune. This has had 1 course and distance run, finishing second. The form is there for all of us to see, and again, this can certainly run into the money. For fourth, I've gone for horse number 8, and this is Elusive Current. Warren Kennedy for Paulie Peter, drawn 3. I do believe it's run to slightly weaker. However, I see there's been a touch of support for this one from 7-2 into 28-10. If there's continued support, again, we cannot leave this horse out in a small field. So race 4, guys, gone 7, 2, 1, and 8. The fifth race on the card, due off at 1,400 hours, another graduation plate, this time for fillies and mares, to be run over 1,450 meters. And my first selection here is horse number 1, McKenna Sky. Warren Kennedy for Paul Peter. This one is nicely drawn at 2. Round about 23 or 24 to 10. We're going to certainly have a small touch on that one. For second, I've gone for horse number 4, Liliana. Cabello Matsiana for Mike de Kock. Nicely drawn at 1. Cabello jumps aboard this one. Last time out over this course and distance. Never showed at all, but we look at the runs before that. Second to Fire Flower, beat Tinder Dry, beat Code Zero. So with a nice draw of 1, I don't believe that this one should be left out. For third, gone for horse number 3, Hachuichi. This is Richard Faree for Sean Terry. We know Richard hasn't come out there to look at the weather. This is Richard rode this one last time out, finishing ahead behind Dark Travel. And if you go back and look at the rerun, this one came flying. I do think that it's running against slightly stronger, but again, cannot be left out. I think Richard has no option but to sit this one off the pace and will be running on when others have cried enough. For fourth, guys, I've thrown in horse number 10. There she goes. Mark Kahn, again for the Waiho Mowing stable. Mark jumps on this one for the first time. It is very well weighted. I do believe that this one can certainly finish into the back end of quartets. It's going 14.50 for the first time, and I'm hoping that Mark will hold this one up and let it go late. So in race 5, I fancy 1 by 4 by 3 by 10. The sixth race on the card is due off at 14:35, a merit-rated 77 handicap to be run over 1600 meters. And my first selection here is horse number 3, Dawn of a New Era. This is Gavin Larena for Erica Verdenise. Gavin rides well for Erico. This one had a fair run last time, or a good run last time out at this course and distance, finishing second, just over half a length behind Eurocent. Was drawn badly. He's drawn all right today, and I do think that this one should go very close. For second, guys, I'm throwing in horse number 5, Trump My Queen. This is Calvin Habib for Gavin van Zyl. This filly has had 3 very, very good runs. Last time out, finishing second, a neck behind Flame Flower. Challenged really, really strongly. And again, as I said, I'll be taking a small double with this one as well, the Van Zyl double. And I think that this one can go pretty close. For third, thrown in horse number 1, and this is Shining Armour. Warren Kennedy for Paul Peter. First time out under Warren at the Turffontein standside track, set the pace and won as she liked. Next time out, ran in the grade 3, I think was outclassed, I think maybe a touch too far. Back against this lot, can certainly run into the places, and again, should not be left out of any exotic. For fourth, I've gone for horse number 8, and this is Wakanda. Richard Ferree for Sean Terry. Richard jumps aboard this one for the first time. Last time out, I think it was a trifle short for this one. I'm putting a line through that. But prior to that, the form is fair. Ran third behind Good Time Guy and won a maiden very, very well by about 6 lengths at this course. So in the 6th race, I think it's quite an open event. I've gone 3, 5, 1, and 8. The 7th race in the card, due off at 15:10, is the non-black type Goli Mile, to be run over 1600 meters. And in this event, I'm giving horse number 2, Supreme Warrior, another chance. Diego de Gavea jumps back aboard. He rode this one first time out, where he came with a strong finish over 1200 meters. We saw what this one did to Admiral Dooley under Simanga Khumalo at this course over 1450. If he repeats that run, will certainly take a power beating. Last time out in a grade 2, showed pace and stopped very, very late. And I'm going to give this one another chance. For second, guys, I have thrown in horse number 1, Ocean Warrior. Warren Kennedy for Paul Peter. Last time out in the Dingons, I think was too strong for this one. But the time before that ran second behind Bureau de Lejeune. Was no match for the winner on that day, but again, was still a very, very decent run. I see there's been a touch of support from 7-1 to 9-2. So guys, just have a look and see if there's any follow through on that one. But I would not leave it out. For third, I've gone for horse number 9, Quiet Rebellion. This one is drawn nicely at 2, carries only 52 kilos. Cabello Mazziani jumps back aboard this one for Stewie Pettigrew. Cabello has ridden it on 2 occasions, finishing third and then winning the maiden. Last time out, this one finished third, just over 2.5 lengths behind Jean Carlos. I don't think that was a bad run, and again, can certainly fill in one of the minor spots. For fourth, I'll throw in horse number 6, Wafif, Calvin Habib for Stewie Pettigrew. We go back and look at some of the form here. Finished 5.5 lengths behind Supreme Warrior. Over raced that day. Is weighted to finish closer to Supreme Warrior, and again can certainly fill in one of the minor spots. Guys, please take note that horse 7, Eagle Strike, has been withdrawn. So race 7, I've gone 2, 1, 9, and 6. The 8th race on the card, draw at 15:45, is a Pinnacle Stakes to be run over 1800 meters. And when going through this one, there's some real hard knockers here. My first choice here is horse number 2, Second Base. This is Keegan de Mello for Johan Janse van Vuren. We go back and look. This one has run fairly well at the course. Won a 1800-meter Turffontein. Last time out, went up to the J&B Met. Was not disgraced, finishing only 5 lengths behind Comet de Dung. And again, this one should give a good account of itself. For second, guys, I've gone for horse number 6, You Can't Hurry Love. Gavin Lerena for Fabian Habib. This has got really, really decent form. 7-1, but I think there'll be a claim coming for that one. Just watch and see if there's any betting moves for horse number 6, and I do believe that this one can certainly make Second Base pick up its feet and should not be left out of any permutation. For third, I've gone for the old man, horse number 4, Golden Pheasant. Richard Fourie for the Boertes Vosloo yard. Again, form is really, really good. What we see is what we get. And again, I do believe that this one can finish in their money. For fourth, guys, I've thrown in horse number 1, Majestic Mozart. Caden Brewer for Ashley Fortune. Caden will claim his 2.5, draw nicely at 1, and can certainly run into the money. So race 8, I've gone 2, 6, 4, and 1, but please watch this betting move for horse number 6. The 8th race on the card is draw at 16:20. It's a classified stakes to be run over 1200 meters. When we go through this year, generally we go for the fillies. However, my first selection here is horse number 2, Zanetto. Warren Kennedy for Paul Peter. This one is drawn 1. And I think that whoever beats Zanetto will win the race. For second, guys, I've gone for the filly right at the bottom of the weight, horse number 12, Java House. Jason Gates for Mike and Adam Azzi. This one is only carrying 52.5 kilos. And I certainly believe that with a low mass like that, can certainly make the others pick up their feet. For third, I've thrown in horse number 1, Corvette Captain. Keegan de Mello for Johan Janse van Vuren. Keegan won on this one last time out. Ran on really, really strongly over this course and distance. I think it will be slightly tougher for him. He is drawn 10 out of 12, so would need a lot of luck in the running, but should not be left out bigger permutations. For fourth, guys, gone for horse number 5, Life Goes On. This is Calvin Habib for Clinton Binder. This one is nicely drawn at 2. The form is there for all of us to see. Nice and consistent. Last time out was handy over this course and distance. Over this course and distance, was only caught very, very late, finishing under half a length behind the winner. And again, if you're taking trifectas and quartets, certainly don't leave horse number 5 out. So race 9, I've gone 2, 12, 1, and 5. The 10th race on the card is due off at 16:55, another classified stakes to be run over 1200 meters. And guys, if you're taking jackpot 2, I would suggest you load up here. Before I continue, please take note, horse number 5, Successful Secret, has been withdrawn. In an open event, my first selection here is horse number 10, Tika Taka. Caden Brewer for Erica Verdenise. This will be carrying 51.5 kilos. It has some nice form. Last time out over this course and distance, finished just over a length behind the winner. Lost a length on the day, and I do believe that this one can go close at round about 8-1. For second, guys, I've gone for horse number 7. This is Lulu's Boy, Gavin Lerena for Querbus Roo. Gavin does not ride often for Querbus. He has ridden it before. He finished second behind Master of Law. And again, I do believe in an open event, this one can run into the money. For third, guys, gone for horse number 2, Future Princess, Richard Fourie for the Boertes Vosloo yard. Richard jumps aboard this one for the first time. Last time out in a merit rated 74. Finished 4 lengths behind Rosari. Jumped, went handy, and tired very late. And again, can certainly run into the money. For fourth, guys, gone for another roughie here. Horse number 3, Desert Pride. Chase Marjan for Sean Terry. This one is nicely drawn at 4. Last time out under Chase, this one finished third behind the winner. And again, in a very open event, I think this one can fill one of the minor spots. So race 10, I've gone 10, 7, 2, and 3. Guys, please take note when you structuring your bets. Please check for jockey changes, check for scratchings, check betting on some of the first timers. If you're taking exotics, just be careful. Guys, take it easy, look after yourselves, and Stevie, back to you in the studio.
Thanks for that, the postman. Hopefully your form continues. I know you and the kid have been doing fantastic tipping lately, and please, Lord, let them keep arriving for us. I know that our baby is running on Wednesday. King Spear, Samanga's suspended, so Craig Zaki's going to ride our baby, and we'll let you know whether you can have a bet on it or not. Last time we told you to have some places, and it paid R4 a place, so we got some nice tidy profit with that. The postman's tipped a 10-race program out at Turffontein, so hopefully you enjoy what he's tipped, and please, Lord, let them arrive. All in all, enjoy, have fun, break a leg, and cheers for now.